Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the cast live stream with the Jetta cast. Woo! Woo! We are here. We are not the entire cast of Jetta, but we are, among the important ones. The gods that are Martheus and Janet, and of course Anakin Wade, have entrusted us to handle the cast stream for our motion comic, Jetta Tales of Toshigawa, that is releasing in December. And yeah, we're just here to talk about our show, to talk about each other, and have fun with you guys. So I'm going to start with introductions. My name is Maria Amelia Park, and I'm the voice of Chandria Toshigawa, aka Jetta, and Michelle.
Hey, everybody. Michelle Francine here. I am the voice of Monica Mawade. All right, let's pass it on to Sammy.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How's it going? My name's Sammy Halul, and I'm the voice of Spiky Thug and IQ. I'm going to shift it on over to Melissa.
Yeah. My name is Melissa Del Toro Schaffner, and I voice Lace. And that's my husband up there. You can introduce yourself next.
Yes, dear. I am Alex Chung, and I'll be voicing the big bad Terminus. That's me. Dante, you take it. Take it from here.
Sure. Hi, I'm Dante Soto, and I am voicing the character Slash. And so, yeah, I'm going to be passing it to the very last person all the way over there.
Second to last.
Sneha.
Is that me? Okay. Hello.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sneha, and I voice Tura Shibata, and I will be passing it on over to our last person.
Okay. And that actually is back to me because
I'm Malik Johnson.
Yeah. Oh, I'm ignoring Malik, apparently. I'm sorry, Malik. Go ahead.
Don't ignore my brother.
we do it. We do it in the show, so why not?
Oh, man. Rude. So hard being the little brother. Yeah. My name's Malik Johnson, and I'll be playing Kenji Mawade, who is going to be playing this young lady's younger brother. So we'll see how that goes.
Will he survive? News at 11. I think it's funny that technically Melissa is my stepmother and my daddy is Terminus. So we're a family event here.
Silence.
So yeah,
I'm just here for the ride.
To describe our show, and this is the thing. Normally, when you have something that's coming out and it hasn't premiered yet, you're like, oh, spoilers. But Jetta has been out for 25 plus years because it started as a comic book series. So Ma Productions, of course, Toshigawa Universe was founded by Martheus Wade and, of course, his wife, Janet. And then their son kind of got in with them a little bit. And his name is Anakin. I don't know where they got the inspiration for that name, by the way. And and so they kind of built this whole universe. And I kind of call them for me, they are the first family of comics because it's independent. They do everything themselves. And they're always at conventions. And this is their push to try and bring Jetta into another scope, another medium. So this is where we come in. We're going to be the voices for these characters that a lot of you, if you've followed the comics for years, already know and love. So yeah, but if I were to describe my character Jetta, I was really thinking about this. I like Harry Potter. I don't like the creator, but I like Harry Potter. So I kind of think Jetta's kind of like Harry Potter. Whereas her dad, Terminus, is kind of like Voldemort, only through blood, but also maybe closer to Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. Because I kind of feel like there's like a connection between them, but at the same time, she's like the reluctant hero. So she's the chosen one that has to fight Daddy, and who doesn't want to do that in real life, right? But she has to fight Daddy, and I don't think she hates Daddy. I think there's like a lot of trauma there. So, and Terminus, obviously, every bad guy has an origin story. I won't tell you his story. That is going to be Alex's job. But I do think that in terms of Jetta, a lot of her struggle is dealing with the fact that her daddy is not her daddy right now and off doing other things. So, yeah. So picture Star Wars, but with ninjas.
Star Wars with ninjas.
I mean, yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, so Alex, jump in on that. What do you think about Terminus?
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head with the Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker thing. I definitely see the comparisons there because there are definitely a lot of mysteries and sort of like a backstory that you don't really get to see or know about until like much later in the tale. So and that's what kind of the journey of Luke Skywalker is. He's like, why, what's going on here? And that I feel like that's mirrors what's going on in the Jetta story. But yeah, he's the villain. But from what we know so far, he's not like this in your face, like aggressive, braggadocious guy. He's definitely mysterious, like a Darth Vader, and that makes him kind of more intimidating because he's just sort of in the shadows, like clandestine, doing things in secret, you know. And I think when we finally get to know him and then he makes his entrance and shows people what he's about, it's going to be that much more impactful. So I'm excited to see what's in store.
And a real talk, I love your voice for him.
Yeah.
I'm like,
solid.
I'm a military brat, and so I'm used to that booming presence, from because my dad was military. But like you scare the heck out of me. I mean, it's like when you talk, I'm like, yes, Dad, I'll fall in line. So I would not personally. Maria would be horrible as Jetta in real life because you just like Maria. I'm like, yes, sir, we are done with this voyage. So that is definitely a thing. So Melissa, stepmama, how about you?
Before I go into talking about all about me, because Lace is all about herself anyway, I'm interested in the chat. Is anybody familiar with this series? Do you have you been following the comics, or is this your first interaction with this Toshigawa universe? I'm really interested to know. And also, if it is you know about this, would you equate it to any other universe of characters, or is there anything that it reminds you of? Like, I think of a Blue-Eyed Samurai kind of like idea, Okay, Nicoletta says sorry if that was not how you said your name. It's your first interaction. Oh, first time. Okay, so probably a lot of first timers here. Great. The books are amazing. If you have a chance, they're not very expensive if you want to see them. But Lace is Terminus's American wife, so she's this blonde bombshell, which clearly you can see I'm a blonde bombshell.
The other shade of blonde.
Yeah, another shade of blonde. And I turn red really easily, so you could probably get an idea of our voiceover sessions. I'm like bright, like I'm a tomato the whole time when I'm just like emoting. But I don't really have like anything to sort of compare her against, except like sort of this like an extreme Karen type, like an extreme, like I want to talk to your manager type, but like a ninja. So like that's kind of where I'm going with it right now. I think she's really sexy and really powerful, and I kind of love bringing that out of myself because that's not historically kind of like the role that I've played in life. But it's been really exciting to get to know her evilness and everything like that, because it's so different than who I am in real life. It's really fun. So yeah.
I love that you described her as a Karen. She's just a Karen that will call your manager.
She'll kill your manager.
She will. Honestly. She would kill everybody in the management office. She's another level of Karen.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so Michelle, let's talk about your character.
Yeah, so Monica Mawade, she is very dutiful young lady, and her little brother is Kenji, Malik up there at the top, and she has an internal struggle, which I can understand. If you're walking through life and you are faced with or burdened with this insurmountable responsibility that maybe you feel like you're just not quite ready for, or you have this desire to go out into the world and do other things, but duty calls. That is definitely Monica. She really straddles the line between wanting to have her own life and live it, have love, have relationship, have other adventures, but she also has a foot in the door with this Toshigawa clan. And so, yeah, she resonates with me very much so. Dutiful, loyal, going to be a shoulder to lean on. Great relationship with her brother as well. So,
yeah, she's also very tough on Jetta, but that's a whole other conversation.
That's another thing.
Which is kind of funny because if you look at them parallel, they're very similar. They
are similar. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how that relationship kind of starts to bud. It will, especially as we get into Heronbinger.
Yeah, I'm excited. I want to banter with you. I'm like, it's gonna be funny.
We'll get there.
But what about your relationship with your little brother? Since we're talking about that, what is that like?
Yeah, so there is, from my experiences in really diving into the comics, as we start to release more episodes, we'll start to see that there is a love there and a kinship there, and there's this genuine encouragement that happens, whether near or far. And he's so sweet. He has a tendency to want to check in on his big sister and, lets her know that there are people looking up to her. And so she needs to feel encouraged to continue to represent the Mawade clan along with the Toshigawa clan. So it's a beautiful thing. It's really nice.
Look at Malik's like, yeah.
He's like emoting.
My little brother, I just want to put your
He's like, my sister loves me. All right, so Malik, let's talk about Kenji.
Mhm. Okay, so as far as Kenji, actually, while his older sister was in college, he was the one who was actually running the operations in America. And now that it's his time to go to college, he's going away. It's time for her to step up and see what she's got. I actually looked back a little bit. I was able to go to the prior comics like Shinobi Ninja Princess. And Kenji, he's come a very, very long way. But another thing that I'm very impressed with, he's always like the guy with the solution. He's always got a gadget or he's always got a fix for something. And then even when he doesn't have it, he kind of makes it. Even when he doesn't have it right at that present, he just makes his own way, which is something I really like about the character.
Yeah, it makes it believable, right? Because it's
Mhm.
like so imperfect. Like
Mhm.
the imperfections is what makes this kind of series addictive. Because it's like, yeah, I feel that they're not perfect. They're not too powerful. They're not too evil. They're not too good. They're just kind of like, real
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, which I do love. And I love the fact that you said he really is like a jack of all trades, especially at his age. Like he's like a little MacGyver, which I really love about that character. Yeah. And Jetta actually is really good friends with Kenji. So I would never forget you. I'm just crazy. So I completely forgot we hadn't talked to you yet. So they are very close. So I wanted to point that out, that Jetta does love Kenji and is very, very unhappy that, Kenji's going off to college and won't be around for her as much. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. And I cannot wait to see where you go with that.
You want to talk about the audition process, Maria? Just like what it was like for each of us when we found out about it?
Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to do that. I just wanted to have everybody go through their characters. That way,
nice.
we at least,
nice.
Yeah, we're going to do that. And then we're going to answer silly questions and ask each other silly questions that make no sense, but we're doing it just to make ourselves look like fools for you. We love you. Sammy, let's talk about your character.
All right. Hello, guys. Hi, friends of the interwebs. What's going on? So I play both Spiky Thug and IQ. Now, when I was given the task to do two characters, I said we have two separate entities, two separate caricatures as well. So from what I understand about Spiky, he's very just goofy. He tries to play the tough guy, but he isn't all there, which is why a character that I believe Andrew is playing, he's the brother of Spiky, or like the counterpart. So it's like a Bonnie and Clyde, or like a Butch and Cassidy. Shout out Team Rocket. Shout out Pokemon. No, maybe no copyright. No, okay. Yeah. So that's the gist of Spiky. He's just there. He's trying to do his best, but he doesn't know if he's ever going to be good enough. But on the other side of the coin, IQ, who is practically Tura, who's above me physically in the space. Shout out Sneha. Shout out Tura. Whoop. IQ wants to fit in. I know that he's been ostracized by his family, parents / guardians, because he has identified in the LGBTQIA plus community. But underneath it all, he wants to not be a nuisance to others around him, but to show that he's capable, and he's the witty type of character. He's like almost like the comic relief, almost like the sarcasm with that hint of comedy in there. And he hates bodysuits. So Tura, I'm telling you right now, no bodysuits in public. Swear to God. Playing games with me. So.
That's hilarious. Especially since she's going to wear the bodysuits.
It's nighttime. You can't wear them at nighttime. You're gonna get hypothermia. I'm looking out for you, fam.
It's daytime somewhere. And speaking of
It's always daytime somewhere.
It's always
exactly, especially. But speaking of Tora,
Hello.
let's talk about my girl Tora.
So from what I know about her, she's a badass and I love her, and she's so freaking cool and always wears a bodysuit. She's a cool ass gun slinging ninja, I believe. Yeah. And that's kind of the extent of what I know about her. I haven't had much time to delve into the series myself that much, simply because of college. Like I joined when I was like in the midst of college, and so I was just focusing on that like while like for the first like little bit of it. So yeah.
We can all fill in the blanks. Number one, Tora is incredibly hot. Tora is
Yay.
hot. And her and Jetta have a very close friendship, like, which is interesting because Jetta does have a love interest that hasn't been introduced yet. If you've read the series and you know about the character, but she spends more time worrying about Tora than she does about this love interest. That she's not. It is interesting. The pictures of them holding hands. I'm always joking with Martheus. I'm like, I'm shipping them, and everybody else is shipping them. He's like, that's not the direction. I'm like, but it should be because they are ride or dies, like literally ride or dies. They are best friends. So Tora is basically, she has trained just as hard. She's the sister of the love interest of Jetta. So, and they were all in Japan, and now the story takes place, we're all in America. So there's a whole series, Shinobi Ninja Princess, that actually is kind of like the prequel to what we're doing now with Jetta Tales of the Toshigawa. So we are coming in, and I promise you, when you watch the first episode, you will not be lost because we reference stuff, but I'm just saying that there is other content for you to check out that is in the prequel. So, again, like Star Wars, we have the main and then we have the prequels. Only the prequels are just as good, unlike some of the Star Wars movies. But that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, Tora's hot. Tora is badass. Tora is very loyal. Tora is very caring, but she really holds, to me, she has her heart on her sleeve, but she won't let you see the sleeve, and that's the best way that I can describe her. She's just
she doesn't have any sleeves because she's wearing a bodysuit. We talked about this already.
What? And Sam, I'm going to put you in timeout. And last but not least, Dante, let's talk about your character.
Speaking of bodysuits, so Slash is just like previously. I haven't had much time to interact with a lot of the comic, but Slash from just this beginning, he's like this sneaky little freak dude in the background. I don't know how else to describe him. He is just the shiftiest, creepiest looking guy, and most of the time the stuff that I'm used to doing is like these larger than life booming people, but this guy, he's like a little snake. That's the best way I can describe him, is he's a snake of a man. I love snakes.
Well, was this the one that you auditioned for originally? Was that the one you went after, or did you do more than one character?
I did more, but the one that I wanted the most was him.
So you wanted, oh, cool, manifestation. I like it. Okay, so we're going to go with Melissa's train of thought. I love the idea of us talking about, our audition process. Mine is simple, so mine's really quick, and I'm going to move on to everybody else. I got asked in 2017 to do an audition for Jetta for a trailer that Martheus did for a comic. It was like I guess it was like an animated thing that was going to be on Instagram. So I got cast in 2017. I know a lot of my fellow castmates, probably not here because I've said it all the time, thought that I cast them. I had nothing to do with casting whatsoever. I just made the spreadsheets and the Google Drive. That was my job. He did. Martheus and Janet picked everybody. I had no sway. I did not recommend. There are people that I heard that I thought were really good, but I had no power in that decision whatsoever. So, but I'm love that you thought I had that. So, level up Jetta. But yeah, so that was my thing. I did it in 2017 during like right before COVID, and I think we started recording during COVID. But yeah, very, very quick job, and I just kind of rolled over into the project. So yeah. So Melissa, Tell us about your journey into auditioning.
Yeah, I'm really interested to know where everybody found the audition, because I currently can't remember where I found the audition. I think that it was maybe Voice Acting Club, or like.
I didn't put it on there. I did it
Did
on
you put on
LinkedIn,
Instagram or LinkedIn?
LinkedIn,
Okay.
and
Okay.
Twitter. I
Twitter,
believe.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Blue Sky, as well.
Oh, that's right. Found it on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
And I had just joined Blue Sky because I was trying so hard to get away from Meta. Like I was trying, but I just can't get away from Meta for some reason. But yeah, so I found it on Blue Sky and I was like, yes. And it was mostly the art. The art was just like, when you find art this good, and then I found out it had been out there for a while, I'm like, yes, please. And so I remember taking that audition and I just was immediately gravitating towards Lace. Although I think I did audition for Tora, and I auditioned for Jetta. I do still have the audition for Jetta. But there was something about Lace that was so delicious because she's sort of one of the older female characters. Isn't that true, Maria? Yeah, she's one of the ones. So, and in real life, I'm not exactly 20. So,
girl, I'm not either.
What?
What? And so what I loved about auditioning for this character was that I got to sort of unleash an evil sexiness that I hadn't had the opportunity to perform in any of the sci-fi kind of stuff that I had done to date. So it was kind of fun. And I just remember after the audition, like when I finished it and was ready to hit send, I was like, I fucking nailed that thing. Like I was like, I felt like I put everything I gave it to that audition for Lace. And then I think Maria has some feedback about hearing it by accident or something.
It was accident. Well, I was moving files over into the other drive and it played because you can play it in live time in the doc. So I was like, ooh, this is good. I did say I thought Melissa was really good for this role, but again, I have no sway because
and there's so much great talent out there that whenever I was notified, I was just like doing cartwheels up. Maybe one cartwheel because I live in a small house, but like
half a roll.
Yeah, like half, and not very good because like it was a long time ago that my body's changed a little, but yeah, so it was really exciting, and it was just such a thrill because we all got an email with everybody's name that was cast, and so then of course I went and stalked each one of you, like, is this one any good? Is this one any good? Like, is this going to be good or not? Like, and then I saw your bodies of work, and I was like, oh dang, I just got into some elite level voice actors. Like, this is pretty awesome. This is going to be so good for you guys. You're going to really enjoy it. So yeah. That was my experience.
Yeah. There are a lot of people that were established, and then some that are a little newer. But I think everybody has had experience working, and that's what I love. And then I love Snia because Snia is also an audio engineer. So yes, so she's really in the industry. She actually worked for studios that I recorded at recently. So yeah, but we all came into this with a lot of experience, which is sometimes that's not always the case. So that I do agree with that we really lucked out with our cast. So oh yeah. So Miss Michelle, let's talk about your audition experience, ma'am.
Yeah, I found it on Instagram. And so I auditioned for 3 roles. One was Lace, and thank God I didn't get it. Thank God.
Because Melissa would have harmed you.
Well, she would have hurt me.
I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, she's too stealthy for that. I wouldn't have known that she put a hit out on me. She's too stealthy. Lace, ironically enough, gatekeeper as well, because it seemed like the way there was potential there, and I have this kind of this alto voice, and so I could potentially go there depending on how quirky you guys wanted it, but gatekeeper's great as is. And then Monica. And so it's so funny. Melissa said that, she immediately, I call it gentle stalking, started gently stalking everybody after the fact, like, who's a part of this? Who's a part of this? When I found out Melissa was a part of this, that's when I knew that I was in the league with elite voice actors. So mwah, mwah, mwah. But yeah, when I found out, just, grab the comic book art. I believe I text my husband the comic book art, and I said, I nailed this audition role. It's my first, or not audition, but animation role. And so I was like, this is my first animation role, babe. Look, this is the character. And he's like, babe, that's great. And you're so hot. I'm like, yeah, I know. Thank you.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters to him. He starts sharing it with everybody that he knows. It's really sweet. It was really, really sweet. So yeah, I was really, really excited. I was stoked. I was shocked as well. Something that I shared with people is that really, because I am just now starting to get my acting chops. I'm someone who comes from a background of e-learning, corporate reads, the dry, boring stuff. And so video games, animation roles have always seemed very far-fetched. And so when I walked into Monica specifically, I said, I can do nothing but be myself in this, because just her background and story of like, she has to pick up these duties that she's just not quite wanting to pick up, but she's going to be there. She's going to be loyal. And I'm really probably the most myself in this role, which is really exciting for me. And the fact that that worked for this character is amazing. So, yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you do it extremely well. So, but I love what you said, because let's be clear, as actors, we bring ourselves to every character, or it's not authentic anyway. So that is a very good mindset to have.
Yes,
especially with animation. So,
Mm-hmm.
All right, Sammy, let's talk about your experience.
Okay, so funny enough, Jetta was my second role that I booked overall in my career. So when I started voiceover back in 2023, it was for fun. Took it more serious in July of 2024. And after I had done something for a motion comic, I realized I was honestly just scrolling on Twitter. I refreshed the page and then I saw the post. I was like, IMDb credit. Yeah. I don't care if it's paid or not. Nah, let's get it. So then I was like, mink, and then like the rest is history. So the characters I auditioned for were essentially all the male presenting roles. So it's funny, Dante, I had really, really technically wanted Slash because I love doing the antagonist voices. However, when I realized IQ was the quirky one, I was like, wait a minute. Mind change remix. Like, nope. Never mind.
But do you like snakes though, as much as Dante? Just
I mean, probably not, because snakes are venomous, and I have fear of things that are venomous. Okay. Venomophobe, except for Spider-Man, because I like Venom. Big shout out to homeboy. No, I think when it came to the audition process itself, I know I wanted to channel a character that, again, just like everybody else has already said, identified or whom I identified with, because for me, I'm a very comic dude. Get it? Comic. You guys get it? No? You see the double entendre? I need to stop. Sorry. $5 per joke. But yeah, no. I knew that I wanted to channel this energetic archetype. So when I realized that's what IQ stood for, and I was like, wait, this totally makes sense. It makes total sense. But then when I noticed a little bit of his backstory about wanting to fit in, so the way that it worked for me, like throughout high school and college, for me, I was always the outcast. I always felt like I was ostracizing myself because I didn't feel like I fit in anywhere, didn't have like a solid, tight-knit friend group, supportive people. It wasn't to the point where I felt like a failure at that time, but when I realized that I could do so much more with what I knew I was capable of, even though it wasn't realized at the time, I was like, wait, this is perfect. So relative to that, I was like, it was also about discovering self-worth. And I just want to get sentimental for a second, and then we'll make it mellow again. You guys are some of the best castmates I've ever had in my life. And that's with every single, audition or role that I've booked or whatever it is. Support and love and just humor and just, we're like a family, man. And that's like the craziest part. Like, I've gotten close to essentially every single one of you. I want to get close to more of y'all in this.
We have a large cast,
not in a creepy way, just really,
Don't take that out of context. If you're watching afterwards and you're watching this afterwards, don't take that out of context and you're not touching it. Lord of God. But yeah, no. It's just like an honor to be here ultimately, and I know that with IQ and the fact that Janet and Martheus really entrusted him to me. I'm going to give him that energy. I'm going to give him that humor. I'm going to give him that, hey, Tura, no bodysuits again, okay? I don't care how many colors you got. I don't care if you got purple, black, magenta, cyan, turquoise, chartreuse, navy black. That's a color. Fight me on that. I don't care. No.
Find him on his socials.
I will put you in every color of the rainbow. I hope you know.
Okay, well,
I will say, Sammy, you were the most excited for the audition process because I remember getting direct messages on Twitter from you saying, I just sent this one off. Okay, now I just sent this one. Was the audio quality okay? I was just like, I would get updates, and I'm like, this is a new experience for me. I've been in the industry for almost 24 years. I've never had anyone ask me a play-by-play, and it didn't bother me. It was just funny. So
yeah, right. I mean,
when
I had to. I mean,
when
He's so loving.
but when I saw that he was cast, not once but twice, I'm like, he might pee himself.
I'm glad that I don't have like a BPH issue, but in my primary line of work, I would have just asked the provider to just give me some Tamsulosin, and I would have been all set. So it's fine.
Yeah, well, I will say that it was very adorable is the word I'm going to use. Your enthusiasm, it was very refreshing. So yeah, I'm really happy that you're in the cast. So okay, moving on now. Sneha, we know a little bit about you being in college when you started this, but let's talk about your audition process and how you found the audition.
Yeah, so I believe that I found it on Twitter. Again, I saw IMDb credit and I was like, oh, okay. And then I looked at the characters and the art and I was like, oh my gosh, this is kind of cool. Whoa, hold on a minute. So I had to go search through my files to remember who I auditioned for. I auditioned for obviously Tora, and then I auditioned for Lace. Do not remember what.
Did you see Michelle smile? Look at Michelle smile. She's like, oh, really?
Do not remember what either of them sounded like, but I remember kind of after editing those auditions, I was kind of not super confident, to be honest. I was like, maybe I had already kind of given up in my head when I had sent it, but I was like, I'm just going to send it off anyway.
Relatable.
And then, and then I got the email back and I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I knew it was going to be you. I knew it was going to be you. Because I got when he was casting, he said, these are the three that I've settled on. These are the three. And he was like, these are all their files. And he's like, yeah. And I was listening. I have no input, but I was like, oh yeah. And I was listening. I'm like, I bet you she's going to get it. And that's exactly who ended up getting it. So I was right.
I wasn't expecting it at all. I got the email back. I was like, how? What do you mean?
Because you're talented.
Because you're good. Your read was so good. There's this line where you're like, I'm sitting outside the club. You sounded so annoyed. And it was just this level of annoyance that you had in that audition. I was like, yeah, that's Tora.
It was probably so authentic that you're just like, well, that's how I talk to everybody. So why would I be special? That's how I talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave you a Gucci bag and you get no.
Martheus was like, he saw you in his head with that. So that's a very good compliment when the creator can say that they heard you in their head. So
but
take the win, babe.
now that I am her, I will do my best to portray her as accurately as possible.
Well,
you are her. You don't need to do anything.
You're her. You're her.
Tora. You are her. All righty. So let's move on. Well, I got to go to Daddy. Daddy, how did you hear about the audition?
That's me. I saw it on Twitter, actually. And I saw it because I'm in another animated project called Lucid City. One of the other voices, one of the other actresses, her name is Christina Roberts. Shout out Christina Roberts. She has a habit of graciously reposting casting calls. And then the first thing that caught my eye was how sick the art is. Art's got to be good. If it's not good, I'm not interested. So that caught my eye. I was like, wow, this is really, a nice looking, a sort of style that this obviously a lot of passion and talent going into it. So I was like, I want in. And then I auditioned for, I think, a couple of characters, but I kind of knew Terminus felt the best, and I had long hair at the time. I should have kept it. I cut it a couple days later. I should have kept it. And yeah, when I was honestly kind of surprised because I'm still kind of new at this, Melissa. I don't know what I guess my
You
social
just be you, boo.
Melissa, he's still kind of new.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'll be gentle. I'm sorry. I'll be gentle.
Be gentler.
Being gentle, I don't think so.
Treat your husband with respect, lady.
I like the pun. But yeah, when I saw that, I got the role. I was obviously super excited, and I'm honestly looking up at all of you and seeing some really talented, like creative, passionate, and accomplished people. And I'm like, I'm trying to get to where you guys are one day. I'm like,
oh shush.
Looking up at you. How's the air up there? You know.
You're right up here with us, my guy.
Just kidding.
We are hustlers. Look, just so you know, the moment you get paid, really not even that. The moment you start to voice act, you're a voice actor. You're a professional voice actor the moment you start to do a professional project. It doesn't matter paid or unpaid. You are a professional voice actor. It's
Personally,
just what it is.
When I was playing Barbies when I was little, I think I was a voice actor. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. But no, like the air, like recently I've been booking a lot, but that doesn't mean I'm going to book a lot next month and then the month after that. It is a roller coaster. Our industry has always been that way. So I never want actors to think of their talent and their self-worth based on how much they book, because that is a very hard line to measure yourself by. So that's just real. So you were doing amazing. And I'm going to tell you, I did not hear your voice for Terminus until our little character trailers came out. And I was like, oh, that, you're right there. That was powerful.
It's a little
loved it.
And I can get there. Luckily, I have a very nice microphone that picks up all the low end growls. That does a lot of
so good. They're so good.
They're so amazing and natural sounding, like authentically. Yeah. You're a scary man, Daddy.
Have the people in the chat, have you seen these little clips that we've been putting out on YouTube and Instagram and stuff? Can you give a thumbs up or a heart or something if you've been seeing some of the social media that we've been putting out? Just out of curiosity, like how effective we've been at, letting you know that we're out here.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
And hypothetically speaking, if we were Pokemon, it would be super effective. I'm sorry.
Right. Don't stop, Sammy.
Stop.
Yeah. So while we're waiting for your guys' comments, let's move on to Malik. Let's talk about how you found out about Kenji. After he finishes typing.
Did he hear you?
Malik, are you still there? Kenji! Or is he frozen?
I think he might be frozen.
Oh no, he's frozen.
No.
I shall unfreeze him.
Okay. Well, we'll move on to Don.
Oh goodness. Oh no.
Oh wait. False alarm. Wait.
Oh,
it
worked. Oh, you're good. You're there.
Malik,
We see you.
we see
Poke
you.
him. She's poking him. Poke him. Aww. Come on, man, you can do it.
Okay, he's moving, but I don't hear anything audibly. No.
Come on.
Quick,
come on.
Get the defibrillator.
Okay,
Clear.
There we go. Good.
I feel like we're like the worst Grey's Anatomy team. We're like,
It could be one of us. It could be one of us.
Are we good now?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello?
I got him back.
Yep.
Hello?
Yeah?
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay, phew. Sorry, the weather hasn't been the best right here. But anyways, I heard about it through Twitter, and funny thing is, when I got the email back, I was like, oh yeah, I did audition for something like that. I auditioned for Kenji Only. And then I looked at it, I was like, oh, look at all these cool people that got. Wait, is that my name? Oh no. Oh wow.
Oh my god.
Cool.
Wow.
And then when it came to to meeting everybody, when we did that meeting, it was so cool to meet everyone. Everyone was so down to earth, so friendly. And actually when we were all taking our turns to talk, it was brought to my attention that actually Jenna and Martheus did not cast me, but actually a little fun fact for you guys, Kenji, his likeness is actually based off of their son Anakin, and he's the one who actually cast me for the role of Kenji. So that kind of hit me right here. That made this role all the more special.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, Anakin's adorable. Yeah, he's very, very cool.
So
If
cool.
you haven't seen them, check out on this channel. You can see some of the videos that Martheus has done with him, and their banner is hilarious. They are a funny parent and son duo. So.
I think he had some pretty weird things to say about what I brought to Lace. Like he was like something like she's demented or something like, wow, she's really demented or something like that. And I was like,
Melissa,
accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, it means you're doing your job.
I think he's right. You'll never live it down ever.
Sell it.
Did they say that to you in person, or was that just comments that you got?
No, I think it was a comment Martheus said when I can't remember where, because we communicate all over the place as a team, right? We're on Discord and we're on Instagram and we're here and there. But no, I think he said he's told me that when they were listening to the audition, that his son was like that I brought something more demented than he had ever envisioned for that character. And I was like, yes. So I love that, because I mean, it resonated with him. So I was just like, awesome. Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, I like hearing different feedback from people, like how the comments and stuff that came, because I know I was like kind of present for a lot of your auditioning, and like I would hear the comments, and I think I heard 3 people of your initial auditions, and not everybody. And so it was really refreshing to see everyone. It was so funny though, like so many guys, when you guys were cast and that cast list came out, people were tagging me. Thank you for casting me, Maria. And I'm like, nope. I'm like, denied. Not that I would not have. Obviously I would have, but like, yeah, I'm not taking credit for that. So I did not do any of that. So you've earned all of that on your own. Yeah. We have one more person now, and then we can move into our next round of questioning, and that is Mr. Dante. Let's talk about your character, Mr. Snake.
That's me. So the way that I got found out about the audition was actually not through a post or anything, but from Maria herself. She messaged me and she was like, "Hey, you okay with like doing something that's not paid?" I was like, "Yeah, anything. Anything." And she and she was like, "Here," and she sent me the auditions, and I had auditioned for, I think, pretty much every masculine presenting character. And I was like, I'm just gonna shotgun blast it. I really wanted that one, but I'm just gonna shotgun blast it. And I eventually, when the cast list came out, I was looking at it and I saw, and I was like, oh, we're dead ass right now. And I didn't think I honestly didn't think I was going to get it. This is my first time ever being cast in anything. So yeah, I was, and then I did the same thing where I started stalking people's names and accounts. And I was like, oh man,
how'd I get here?
So for clarification, me and Dante met at an advanced ADR like workshop. It was 3 days long. So I knew what he can do, because they throw you in this booth with these characters and they don't give you you have no exposition. You have no time to come up with anything. And he killed it. So I knew that he was, especially when it came to like really buff bar, like kind of like the big villains, or like the big, like, any type of big character you would see like in like a medieval setting, like our D&D. Dante's got it. And so I knew, and I had a feeling you're going to audition for this character, but I couldn't tell you to do it. So again, I had nothing to do with it. There was no nepotism. You got it on your own.
I'm so appreciative of like seeing like everyone, and everyone's so nice. And I'm just like, man, this is a great first impression to like actually being cast in something. So, I'm pretty hype about everything, and everything's been super cool so far. So
awesome. Yeah, so I love hearing our audition experiences. So now we get to talk about our careers, and then we can ask each other, whatever we want. I'm going to start with Melissa. Melissa, tell us your voice acting, journey, or your acting journey as a whole.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Okay. So real talk, people. I was an electrical engineer and I didn't totally fit in. That's not a joke. So sorry, should I laugh? This is awkward. No, so I went to Penn State and I was an electrical engineer for like 15 years in the construction industry. I designed a whole bunch of high apartment building, the electrical design for apartment buildings. I did the New York One Tower in Manhattan. I did the penthouse, and I did some hotels in New York City and all around the country. I did stores and everything. And as you can imagine, like with my personality, I bring this personality with me everywhere I go. And some of my bosses were not like the craziest about me because I didn't fit in. Yeah, I didn't fit in with the sort of serious badass, like rip your ass kind of culture. Like I really wanted to foster friendship and My Little Pony level happiness, and let's get this done. And people were like, excuse me. And I was like, okay, fine. But I did it because of the money. The money, money was good. But at the tender age of 40, when I married and then everything, and then my father died and all of the other stuff, and I had my kid at 42 and I realized that I was just headed in a direction that I didn't want to be going in. I wanted to be a cartoon, and all the money in the world just could not build me into a cartoon with the direction I was going in engineering and stuff. And so I had my Jerry Maguire moment. I threw my notebook and I ran crying out with my sweater, and the goldfish and everything like that in my last job in corporate America. And I never looked back. I began my voiceover career in 2019 around the time that my father died, because I was just at the lowest I was just like, you know what? I'm not making money. I'm not happy. If I'm going to be in this condition, I might as well be doing something I love and, not making money. So, so I started in audiobooks, and I just sort of moved forward. I made my commercial demo, and then I made, some more audiobooks, and then I made another demo, and that kind of thing. If you're interested, it's a journey that's different for everybody. And then I started booking a couple of commercials. I have one that's running on TV right now for Eggland's Best Eggs. Yay. I'm a grandma on that one. I'm a grandma on that one. Cool. And I had a podcast called the Untold Tales Podcast, which gave me a whole lot of narration experience with different characters and allowed me to really explore the character work, which now has become the foundation. So for my journey, I would say, to encourage everybody watching, is like nothing is wasted. Everything that you have done in your life is part of you, is you're bringing to this. If this is your dream, or if you love it, or you want to be involved creatively, every part of you is used. Like I use all of that stuff every day in my performances. So I don't know. Did I veer off course here? Was that
no? All this is your time. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
I don't know if you have any questions in the chat or whatever for me. Just call me out. But yeah, that was my journey basically.
Nicoletta said, "Speaking facts."
Yeah, I don't lie. Okay, I don't lie.
Okay, call on somebody, Melissa.
Call on somebody. You're all so cute. I'll call on Sammy because he has a big love.
Yes,
I do have a big love.
You
How
do.
you guys doing? Hi. Yeah. What's up? So like I mentioned before, voice acting started off as a fun thing for me in roughly November 2023. I knew that it was going to be like a nice side thing, but I didn't take it as seriously. But as time went on and I started to hone the craft, I was like, wait, I could turn this into a secondary thing. So that's when July 2024 came around. And that's when I actually, it was right around the time, probably a couple of months after I started to do something else on Twitch, being a Twitch streamer just for gaming, just on the side. What I do primarily is I'm a pharmacist, and that's what I currently do right now. I love helping people. I love making people feel happy and feel heard, pretty much. And I'm obviously still in the field. That's how the bills are paid, and how the leisures are done. Because I'm a big tech guy. So see, IQ tech. You guys see the parallel? No. I'm a big gamer. I love handheld PCs. I'm not a tinkerer, but I love gaming in general. Voiceover allows me to, and allows us really to branch out into things that may or may not be in our comfort zone. So that's like what one of the biggest things are. So I knew I wanted my specialty per se to be animation and gaming. I worked really hard to get into any sort of game itself, because like I wanted to say I'm in a video game, even though it may have been a small one. So like like a good example is I voice the Mina variant of Alexis Blakesley in Fourth Year Hatchling, which is free to play. I could drop the link at a later time on like Twitter or like in the chat. If I find it at a later time, I could like pin it or something. But yeah, it's like a visual novel. And most recently, one of my biggest roles for me, I am Zane in Stickman Mayhem, which is a Steam game based on the Batman Arkham series and Sleeping Dogs, if you guys are familiar with that. Very arcadey, very cool. So wishlist it on Steam. No, maybe, please. But yeah, no. Voiceovers really allowed me to express myself in various ways. And something that I learned too is rejection is progress. I've auditioned for tens of 20s of roles from last year until now, going into the end of the year, beginning of 2026 eventually is going to hit us. And that's what I learned about myself is don't get hung up on the losses, love the wins, treasure the fact that you got to audition in the first place, and learn from it and grow from it. So, essentially what I want to do next is I want to work on commercial stuff. I want to eventually do an audiobook, but all in due time. But it's just a lovely medium, and allowing myself to network with others and befriending a bunch of people. I mean, shameless plug to everybody in here, as well as the other members of the Jetta cast. I mean, do you guys see chat and viewers? Do you guys see the attractive people over here? No, you guys don't. I don't know. Get your prescription checked. No,
He said get your prescription.
The pharmacist is calling out your eye doctor, by the way.
Yeah. The next time I see N-ofloxacin written incorrectly, you can bet I'm calling Mass Eye in here. I'm gonna be like, oi, do you not know what you're doing over there? No, but yeah, no. It's just a bunch of gratitude and moments that are coming together, and they're essentially just swelling up into this big extravaganza of opportunity. So as opportunities come in the space, we just go for it, and we just love the journey. That's something I learned. So
yep, awesome, cool. Calling someone, Sammy.
Okay, eeny, meeny, miny, Malik.
Wow. Lucky me. Okay. All right. It all started when I was born. Son of a musician and a physician. I was no. But when I've always wanted to do something like this. Drawing wasn't that good. Writing didn't come to me as well as voices did. But my main inspiration for wanting to do this was just when I was growing up, just cartoons, video games, just a nice escape from reality that was much needed during the hard times. Like even the good times, it was still a nice break. And I would love to give that to somebody else. And that's what kind of drove me to pursuing this. Currently, I'm doing it part-time. My current day job is I work security for a certain well-known soft drink company. I work security in their corporate office. and yeah.
I love how you laughed at that,
roles
Malik.
that I've gotten. Oh no, because I was looking at the chat and got a little flustered.
Because you're like, I work
Appreciate it,
security at a
Nicoletta.
very well-known soft drink company.
You just doxed yourself.
No, we'll call them we'll call them Boca Bola. Their colors are right there. So yeah. Anyway, so
Never heard of him.
so some of the right, no, we don't got the license for that. We don't have the license for that.
True.
But some of the things that I've been in, I've currently been in about 2 to 3 animations. Actually just made my video game debut this year. And one of them is actually a lead role, which will be for Samuda Interval. I'll be playing one of the. It'll be like a video game where you could pick between a female or a male like player character, and I'll be the male option. And then I was also an enemy type in this one Binding of Isaac like game called Potato Cop. So if you ever see Hot Potato, just know you're not taking me alive. So and actually one of my most favorite roles, which I got on my birthday last year, was for this one character named Valeus from this show called The Squall House. It's a kind of well-known popular web series, and I'm actually wearing one of the shirts. This is a Volcano Gold t-shirt, which is actually the faction that Valeus is from. So
Nice.
that was also a little bit of a goal of mine. So that was kind of cool.
Cool. We need t-shirts for Jetta now. Just
And,
throwing that out
yeah.
there.
Oh,
Yes.
Maria, Maria, can
Yes,
I,
ma'am.
Maria,
ma'am.
can I add something? Can I add something to mine because I missed it?
Sure.
I,
Aren't you my mama? Because I'm confused.
this is odd.
I'm feeling a little weird right now.
feels bad. I also made my video game debut. So Malik, I want to join you and celebrate and have cake and all that kind of stuff with you too. Because that was big for me. Because I was like not doing video games because I was like, I'm not going to yell and ruin my voice. Like that was my attitude towards it. And then I booked a couple of NPCs in Path to Nowhere. I know that's the best part.
Oh, you're in the same game as me.
Yes, I'm in Path
Wow.
to Nowhere as well as Elvira. She's like a 15-year-old sort of Richie Rich kind of girl, and as Gracelyn, who's like a slumdog kind of woman. She's a gross woman. She's really fun, and yeah. So I'm really excited to announce that it is on.
First
my
of
blog.
all, Jetta fan winning, like literally always. But I have a question. So are they NPCs or are they actually just characters that are in an event? Like I'm trying to learn how those work.
Yeah, so they're NPCs. They have a story and they pop in and out of the story. They're part of the story, but you can't play in the actual like battles with them.
Gotcha.
So it's like, but here's the thing, guys, all of you guys, like even the chat people, is that there's no role too small or too big. So like if you ever do anything small, celebrate, because like that's your moment and that's good enough. Like we're good enough even with one tiny role. Like you don't have to have this long list of credits or people be like bowing down. Like one small role is enough, you know, to build a whole career out of, actually, because it depends on what you bring to it. So, but I wanted to say that because I didn't say it, and that was a really important celebration for
No. And you know, I probably would have come back to you and say, hey, anybody can plug what they're proud of or what's coming
so
up.
now you can ignore me. Now you can ignore me, put me on the side because I said it.
I'm going to have Malik choose the next person, but just really quickly, I love what you said about not small roles, because remember, when you get cast at a studio more than once, number one, that means you've built a rapport with them. And you know, they trust you. And then number two, it shows that you are a utility player, which means you can play one more part. So that's actually very good. So I just want to point that out.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Malik, pick someone. Pick someone.
All right.
Oh, Michelle, it's your turn.
Okay.
The siblings.
Kenji. I'm gonna give you a noogie later, Kenji. All right. Yeah, so I have been part-time voice acting for, it's almost going to be 9 years. We're at about 9 years, so it's crazy. It's been a while. And so I've been working very part-time since 2016. And I work for a well-known IT company, Adobe. So I've been with them. It's been 10 years. And so
Michelle, you can't say Adobe. You got to say the code name, Apope or something. Come on.
They know I do the stuff on the
bleep.
stuff.
It's a bleep.
I work for Bleep on the side. And this is great timing because I'm on sabbatical right now. So I made it 10 years and Adobe Bleep is a great organization to work for. They're a great organization to work for every 5 years and make sure you get a nice long break, you know, so you can come back rested and full of new, fresh ideas. But, you know, it's been a challenge trying to straddle, you know, my full-time corporate job along with, you know, doing this. But what I've noticed is that if you're really, really passionate about something, what happens is that it's going to continually nag at you and it's never going to let you go. It's never going to let you go. And if you're determined and ambitious enough, you just put in the time, you put in the energy, and beautiful things happen. You know, in the last year, I've gotten a couple of commercials. They're regional commercials, but you know, some regional commercials have been out. Some IT companies, some universities have reached out to me to help with their marketing material. And so that's been very exciting. I'm very passionate about higher ed. Earlier this year, I released a podcast of a spiritual nature, Seen, Heard, Imagine, which has been so cool because I've had a majority of voice actors come on and share their spiritual lives and their faith. And that's been really, really exciting. It's just been really nice to talk about and focus on something absolutely different, especially in today's world and all that we carry. But yeah, it started so long ago. It started when I went to do a boot camp to become a technical trainer. And actually one of my old colleagues back when I used to work for the government, she's been in the chat. It started way back then. And I went to this workshop. I wanted to do technical training at the time, even though I was an IT specialist for the government. And that was the person who put a seed into me, the instructor, you know, and just said, Michelle, you know, you have a commanding voice. You're very well spoken, you know. Think about all the things you could do with voice acting. No clue what it was, you know, back in those days. I was like, what is that? And then you realize it's this whole industry and whole world. And not to mention, it's like some of the coolest people. Some of my favorite colleagues are actually in the voiceover industry. And so anybody who's watching, I would say that if it's something that you want to get started with, start with acting classes, get really comfortable with that. If you have a knack or a niche, start with that. Like for me, it's always been corporate reads and e-learning. You know, go ahead and just jump in, get started, reach out to any of us. I'm sure any of us could probably point you in a direction to kind of get going. But from there, if you wanted to get into film, animation, character roles, acting is even more paramount. And so I would highly suggest doing that. And I would say that in the last 3 years that I have been putting more focus on to the acting skill set that's required to play roles like Monica. Since I've been doing that, I have been booking more. And so, yeah, it's been a fun ride. And I say it all the time on my social medias. I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram and YouTube predominantly. And I say it all the time. Best industry of people. I think that we're mostly a bunch of nerds and a lot of us are educators. I noticed as well. I think a lot of us got bullied on the playground a lot and we all kind of, yeah, I don't know. There's something about us and we all gravitate towards each other in this thing called, you know, the voiceover industry. And it has been such a beautiful ride. And like I said, I'm so excited to land this, my first character role. I got another character, very small role, but there are no small roles. Got another character role just earlier this week that I'm excited about. So
can you announce it?
I don't know if I should yet. Actually, the gentleman's name is Brad Bellevue and Bellevue, I want to say. He is just starting a series of animated shorts. He did give me permission. And so I will be posting that actually on Monday. Okay. You will see the clip on Instagram and YouTube. And it is a 3D animated short, all his work. He's a producer, director of motion graphics. And then he just called out for some voice actors to come on and read a couple of lines. I'm a panicked wife trying to get help to rescue my husband, and I only have an hour to save him. And so I'll give you that. So that was really amazing. That was my second character role actually. And so so yeah, it's been a really, really fun ride. And so I hope that one day maybe, you know, this could be more of a full-time thing. I hope for bigger opportunities, but for right now, I'm just happy to be enjoying this ride.
Yeah. Awesome.
So let me see here. Let me pass it off. Dante.
She's like, on one of those sides. You're over here somewhere.
I'm somewhere. So for me, starting off with voice acting, I have my stutter is getting really bad right now. So my first time ever like actually trying voice acting out was my friend was back when we were like 13. She was trying to make like a fan game for a series that she liked a lot called Dang and Rampa, and I played this like Australian guy, and I was like, this is really cool. I should do this. I should do this more. And she was like making it. It was going really well. And then we just stopped. We were like kids, and we didn't, we didn't know how to keep that thing going. And but I've been like doing acting since I was in like elementary school. I was in like plays and stuff. I went to school for acting, specifically like musical theater in Florida. And I remember one of my favorite stories is that my acting teacher, she looked at me and she was like, Dante, why are you doing like a voice when you talk? I was like, what do you mean? She was like, you're doing a voice. I was like, no, I'm not. She's like, yes, you are. And I was like, okay, how do you know? How can you tell? Because she was like, stop, breathe, and just talk. And so this is like my natural speaking voice. But like, for the most part, I always talked like up here, because when I was in middle school, kids would make fun of me because my voice dropped really quick. When I as soon as I hit middle school, my voice dropped, and everyone was like, "You sound like an old man." And I was like, "Ah, it hurt." So
that's hilarious. Kids are just buttholes sometimes.
That's hilarious and sad.
That's horrible.
No,
that is horrible.
I know some of the meanness of kids, because right now my current day job, I'm a bus driver. I'm a school bus driver.
Yeah, mad
and
respect.
one thing I've learned is kids are cruel. Like they are. Yeah. Like some of them, I'm like, oh, you're the sweetest little guy, and then I see the way they talk to some of the other kids. I'm like, you're sitting up front for the rest of the year. I'm like, whoa, but
you get a free pass.
But I don't have much of a voice acting career to talk about. I just gotta have like a.
So you're at the beginning, but you're saying this is your beginning.
This is the beginning of my career in voice acting. So, super excited.
Let's go,
Maria.
Yes.
Can I add to what he just said about making his voice a different, like his speaking voice?
You absolutely can, Mom. Whatever you want to do. All right.
So it's funny that you said that, because when I was in construction, I talked a lot like this. Like I talked to everyone like this. This is my sort of almost like lace, because men, especially in construction, they don't listen to women, because if you talk like this, they're not going to listen. So I would talk like this to people, and I would ask them to do things with this voice. Like, I need this from you by 5:00. And they would be like responsive. But then the minute that I turned on like this voice, people aren't listening. So that's interesting. You actually do use voice acting in the real world if you know how to, change to meet people where they are. But I got a lot done, just using my lower register voice and asking for things that way, not being too emotional about things when I'm explaining things, So it's kind of funny, right?
Yeah. I will say also, for those of us that are parents, it also translates to that as well, because we have to be different characters for our kids at different points in their lives. So
even pet parents, when you have to tell the dog no.
Yes.
I'm currently doing it right now. He's like knocking on my booth saying, why the hell are you in here? So it's just like he won't stop.
Move.
Awesome. Okay, call on someone. You got to call on someone.
Sneha. Did I pronounce that right? I pronounce things wrong all the time.
Yes, you did. You pronounced it right.
I'm the one that probably butchers it. So
no, it's all good. I'm like the type of person that doesn't correct people on the pronunciation of my name. I feel really bad about it, but it's okay. So my journey started when I was an itty bitty baby, when I was like 13.
You were that small?
I'm that small. No, but I took a class where it was just basically like exploring careers and stuff like that. And at the end of the year, we had to do a project on like a career that we might want to do. So at the time, I was like kind of set on animation, but also I had almost failed a drawing class the previous year. So I was like, maybe not. So I was like, what else can I do that's like related to anime? And I was like, oh, voice acting. Let's try and do a project on voice acting. And I did like I did that project, and I did like a few little like samples for the project, and I was like, wait, this is actually kind of fun. Hold on. So for like the next year, I was just like practicing, and I had just gotten into Ace Attorney. So that was like perfect, because as I was playing that game, I was like voicing all of the characters. It was really good practice, but also that's also why Ace Attorney is like my whole personality now. Yeah, I started auditioning for stuff when I was like 15. I took a few classes here and there, and yeah, and then I went into college for sound design because I was like, oh, this is like, you know, pretty close to voice acting, and I fell in love with sound design too. And now I work at a local studio here in Dallas as a recording engineer. So yeah. Some recent things that I've been in. I was just in a visual novel for the visual novel jam called The Road Less Traveled. It's about like these two girls and like a lesbian couple. They are in a car driving to go meet one of the girls' parents, and they're arguing, and the whole point of the game is to like try and get the car not to crash as they're arguing. But it's like, it's beautiful.
It's like, shut up in the car ride. Be quiet.
But yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I'm last, right? Let me look and make sure everyone went. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Hi. So I started my acting career when I was about 6 years old, because I was a military brat, and also I may be the oldest one in this chat, because I have a 29-year-old daughter. And I will be 49 in December.
I got
Don't
you.
believe it.
I got
Did
you.
you have me beat? Are you
No.
beating? Melissa,
You're
did you
lying.
beat me?
I beat
Yeah,
you.
I
I'm
will be
51.
Yeah, I will
She's
be 49
lying.
and December 8th. So second oldest.
Genetics are
look,
fire.
let me tell you.
Both have fire genetics.
Black
Absolutely.
don't crack and Asian don't reason. But I started my acting career because back then, growing up in like late 80s and early 90s, because we were military, I lived overseas. We moved to the States. We were stationed in Rantoul, Illinois, in the Air Force Base, and they would do these plays. And back then, the only time they would cast authentically when it was anti-POC. So because I'm so ambiguous looking, I never got cast in anything. Like if we did Peter Pan, I was never Wendy. I wasn't blonde. It was insane. It made me so angry. So instead of being turned away from acting, it pushed me further in. And I discovered voice acting with Barbara Goodson. I don't remember if you remember us. She was in a lot of stuff, but she was in, I want to say, Saber Rider and the Starship, like some of the old like school cartoons. And I'm like, I want to do that. And I didn't know how to do that, because back then we didn't have the internet like we have now. I'm aging myself, but we didn't have the internet. We couldn't Google how to get into this profession. So for a long time, I just did like local theater and stuff. And then one day I discovered a raunchy little anime. And yes, I said raunchy, by ADV. When they first opened, I think they were pretty much doing this out of a closet, and it was called Devil Hunter Yoko with Amanda Winley, and it changed my life. I was like, I'm gonna be her. So long story short, I ended up getting an audition. I kept because back then you could email them and get on their cattle call list. So I did an audition for ADV. While I waited to see if they would ever email me back, I got my first professional pay gig with Pendant Audio. So I started doing a lot of their radio plays, and the Bridges are amazing people. And if you don't know who they are, I will link all that stuff in the comment section. But then I got an audition, and I got a small role in an ADV show back in 2002. And then I went to Houston. I did it because I was living in Memphis, Tennessee. And then I'm like, I can't live in Houston because I can't breathe. So my ADB dream went away because I'm like, I cannot breathe here. But then someone told me, Kyle Abear, who plays Gohan, he's Kiba in Naruto, he's Aizen in Bleach, he's Ryu in Street Fighter. He has a long list. Me and him met through a single parent because I was divorced. Basically, our daughters are 7 months apart, and we were in a single parent support group online. And he was like, I'm doing voice acting. I'm like, oh, I do voice acting too. And he's like, they're looking for people at a place called Funimation. So in 2004, I'm like, I got my film degree. I'm actually thinking of pursuing radio. So I got into a radio school out in Arlington, Texas, and I moved and I auditioned with Sunny Straight. And then I got pretty much greenlit to start doing Funimation projects. And that was in 2004. So I've done a few shows with them. Unfortunately, in 2008, my mother was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. So I had to move from Texas to go take care of her and be a caretaker. And so she lasted about 6 months. And then my current fiance at the time, right behind my mother, was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer, glioblastoma. It's the same thing that Mike McFarlane is fighting right now. And so for the next 36 months, I could not work at all. I was 100% in and out of ICUs. I was flying all over the place. When my spouse passed away about 3 or 4 months later, my dad was diagnosed with small cell lung cancer. So it was bam, bam, bam. So from 2008 until 2022, I took small jobs, but I had to take my complete career offline. I mean, I was a caretaker. My dad passed at the end or June of 2022. I went into a lengthy court battle to get my brother because unfortunately my dad had someone living with him that he should not have, and she was trying to keep my brother from me. And my brother has intellectual disabilities; he can't take care of himself. So I had to fight for over a year and a half. I finally got custody, and then we moved to Texas. And now my career officially restarted last year full time. So that has been my journey with that. But since then, I have gotten to do a lot of cool things. Like if you are a fan of Hunt Showdown, I am Felis's voice. Felis is the crazy little evil cat woman. She's got a cat skull on her head. She apparently is a apex predator. I've never played the game. I know it's popular, but I'm her voice. Lovely Melissa, Mama, I am in Path to Nowhere. I am the character Lysandra. She is pretty much the Chinese version of a certain Tomb Raider that we all love in Laura Croft. Because every time I see her, I'm like, you're Laura Croft, but like bargain bin, because like you got like rips and stuff in your clothes. I have 2 other games coming out. I do have a project that's coming out. Hopefully I'm still in it. This is the nature of our business. Mm-hmm. We can't announce stuff until it's released and we have permission. But you spend all this time waiting for it to come out, and then you don't know if you're like still in it. You could be recast somewhere in the process. But if I'm not recast, I do have a project that's dropping in 2 weeks, and I will link that. It's a pretty cool project. I'm very excited to announce what it is. So, and yeah, outside of that, I work with graphic audio a lot of audiobooks, and then I do have some other ADR projects, and then I go in and out of Crunchyroll sometimes. So when they call me in, so yeah, I've been hustling in these streets. And then of course I have Jetta, my soulmate. So yeah, very happy to be here. And the guys, you are like honestly the best cast that I've ever been a part of. We get along so well, and that is very important because sometimes you're in projects you either don't meet your castmates, or sometimes people have busy lives. It's nothing really personal, but you don't really get to bond or hang out. And people have been so active in our group. And we support each other and we follow each other. So that is something that is really refreshing because we have a really supportive industry, but it is a huge industry. Because COVID opened the path for remote and everybody's in it. And we're grateful because we wouldn't be here, but it is a very oversaturated industry right now. So it's hard to make those personal connections sometimes. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. Now, I know we're not going to go for 5 hours on the stream. I do want to open this box. And while I was talking to you, I started opening it because your girl don't know how to open anything. So the tape's still going, but I'm gonna open my unboxing. This was sent to me by Morpheus and Janet. Aww. And I already know what it is because I begged for it. But this is Jen. Jen is basically the pet of Jetta.
Aw, look at you. You're so cute.
so cute. Now we have merch, guys. We have Jetta merch. I don't have the link. I let Daddy handle that. See, we've
got books. We've got books.
There's books, and we have plushies from Jen. I'm pretty sure we have other things too. We do. I'm poor, so I don't look at our merch page. But for those of you who have a little expendable income, might want to check something out. But yeah, and I think closer to release, we'll probably have more things. I know we'll have posters. I'm trying to talk Martheus into doing like coffee cups, because everybody needs a coffee cup. Come on, even if you don't drink coffee.
Yes.
What about hot chocolate?
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
Hot chalky.
Yes.
Hot chocolate.
Personally,
Even
lots of
tea
Slash
counts.
merch. That's what I say.
Oh, Slash merch would be kind of lit. Just
Having lots of Slash
Kinda
merch. That's just me.
But yeah, I do think like I'm a person that when I love something, I collect the heck out of it. So if you're, and we know you're gonna love Jetta because you love Jetta.
Maria, didn't they have figurines? Like I saw on the Instagram, isn't there like figurines or something like this?
I want to say there were Jetta dolls. Maybe there were Toro ones too. Because I know that they did like a movie, like a movie treatment, I think, for Tora like a while ago. So I think that they may have had merch for that too. I'm gonna have to get with Martheus and see like exactly what is available because they do a lot of conventions. So obviously they have merch. So I need to figure out
toys, and you'd be like, it'd be so awesome.
Yeah, and then we want to do some like cast signings for some of the posters too, which would be really cool to take.
I will fly anywhere. I mean, I'll try to fly anywhere.
Within reason. I don't know these air traffic controllers. I'm a little worried. They're overworked and underpaid. But yeah, so
well, so there's a question in the chat. Will y'all be at any conventions soon? That's a great question.
That's a great question.
If we're invited,
I would like to if you're invited. There's a lot to that. So I can't say yay or nay, but that is definitely a Martheus question. I know that we're going to all be together on the stream again for the premiere of episode 1 in December. Which was kind of like a hangout on a convention because we're going to lose our minds. I'm telling you now. So you think we're unstable now. Just wait till the actual episode comes out. But yeah, I guess that's basically a Martheus question. And also everyone's availability because we all live in different places. Me and Snare are both in Dallas. And I know Michelle's in Memphis.
Yeah.
I'm in Phoenix.
Oh, no, I think Dante, are you in Irving or where are you? In Texas. You're in Texas.
I'm in Fort Worth.
Fort Worth, about 30 minutes away. So yeah, and then Melissa, where are you right now?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, and then where are you, Sammy?
Massachusetts.
Alex, where are you?
I'm in New Jersey. There's a bunch of us in like the Northeast.
And Jay, where are you, Malik?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta. So yeah, we're all in different areas. So if there is a possibility for us to do a convention, it may be that some of us will be able to go to some and not all together. But it would be really cool to be able to meet at one at least
yeah,
one.
That'd be amazing.
Because we have a larger cast than this. Actually, there are more people. I'm gonna plug Lauren Kong. She's in a series called it just went out of my head. Hold on.
The
Knights of Guinevere. Knights of Guinevere. Dana Torres, my goddess animator who did the Owl House, actually helped out with this, and Glitch is the production company also that is behind it. So please check that out. I don't have the link with me right now, but it is on YouTube, and I think last time I checked, it was over 10 million views. So just plug in. We like to plug our fellow members. So that's a lot of views.
That's a lot of views.
And then we want to have just as many views, guys.
Yeah.
Because we got ninjas.
Like, share, and subscribe.
And comment and like and stuff.
Okay, so we're almost we probably have like 7 minutes left. So let's plug some stuff. I've already plugged mine. Anybody want to plug anything that they're looking forward to? Anything coming out?
For me, there's a new what we are terming American anime. It's an audio drama podcast called Cerulean Summer by Keiko at MLA Entertainment.
I've heard. I listened to the first episode. You were
yeah.
And your daughter that too, right?
And my daughter's in it too. And BTW, it's funny. You have a 26, 29-year-old, 26 or 29. 29. And I have a 9-year-old. I had her when I was 42. And so it's just a completely different experience. And then she is the 10-year-old Charlotte, who has a mysterious secret. So you'll have to tune in to find out what that secret is. And so, yeah, that actually has been released in parallel with this. So I've been working really hard to give the love to each creator, because both of them are polar differences. And I'm sure everybody here has different projects they're, working on or supporting.
Yeah.
But just to give love to Keiko at MLA Entertainment. She produced, directed. She did the art. She's amazing. And so Cerulean Summer on YouTube, you can Google it, Keiko, MLA Entertainment, and you should be able to find it. But also, I'm sure that Maria will share our socials.
I'm going to put all of our stuff in the comment section, because if I put it in the chat, it'll disappear. So I'm going to make sure after the video to pop all that stuff in there. So please follow, and I can vouch for Keiko as well, because I've been seeing her recently as a vocal coach for auditions.
She's amazing.
She's amazing. I love her.
And kind. And she's a kind, compassionate, loving person. And in this world we live in, we should be elevating people like that. So I'm just really grateful for her. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Podcast series where she has a lot of
Keiko's Diary.
Yeah. I love Keiko, because I don't know what Keiko actually looks like.
No, none of us do.
Avatar. It's such a mystery. It's kind of like the X movie, or like what's it, A V for Vendetta.
Yeah, and my husband's like, "Are you sure she's real? Because have you ever seen her?" And I said, "Well, I know. I've spoken to her." And he's like, "But did you?" And I was like, "Well, it was on Discord." He's like, And I'm like, "She's real. Okay,
she's a real person. Yeah,
she's real."
But it's funny. All right. Anybody else want to plug stuff they're working on? Doesn't have to be voiceover. Anything that's going on.
You're supposed to remind me, dude, of Parasite.
Oh yeah. So, I'm sorry. I was waiting.
Well, I got the gig because of you. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So next time I see you, I'll hook you up. So yeah, but Parasite, it's another motion comic. It's an animated project. Sammy and I are both part of the main cast. It's slow dripping, kind of releasing as we speak, and I think there's some very early stage stuff out there, but I think it's going to roll out kind of like at the same timeline as Jetta. So excited to see that come through.
And Alex as Cho was just a genius move. Because that voice, bro, your natural speaking voice with the little every time, like I'm like, listen, bro, you guys are not ready for Parasite. You guys are not ready.
You're not ready.
I am like, he wasn't ready. Oh my God, no, Kevin, no. Kevin Hart, if you're watching this at some point, I love you. No.
No.
You know what? Okay, sorry.
Sammy's crazy.
Yeah, I'm wild.
Certifiable.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's fine.
You have the prescriptions though, so you can take care of it.
Oh yeah.
So wait, was this your first radio out besides Jetta, Alex? Was this your first or second? Which one was first, Jetta or the Parasite?
Yeah, Jetta was definitely the first. And I did some things sort of like leading up to it here and there, but Jetta was really my sort of like okay, yeah, I've made it my moment. That's what it feels like to me. And you should relish everything. Even the small gigs.
Well, no, I'm asking that because I thought, I do some webtoon stuff. I don't know if you guys do anything with webtoons. So like I'm in two of them. I'm in Vampire Family and The Mafia Nanny. And I thought you played because like I play this the doctor in The Mafia Nanny, and there's a guy who sounds just like you that's going around killing people. And the reason I don't know the name is because they don't put the cast list unless we announce it. They don't put up a cast list. I don't know why I thought that was you. He sounds like you. It's crazy.
Visit.
Yeah, you might have to
pay him a visit.
It's like freaking
slide on in, just get rid of him and slide on in.
It's good because if you get sick, you can just say, "Yo, can you pinch hit for me for a second?"
Like I got somebody you need to check out.
He'll be like, "Yeah, no problem."
Stunt double, stunt double.
That's funny. A voice double.
Topic. I wanted to just sort of piggyback off what something that you said that resonated with me was that there's no real like failures in those auditions, and I got to say a lot of the roles that I didn't get, I can definitely say inspired my audition roles that I ended up getting.
Yeah.
So
which is awesome.
It all counts.
Yeah. You get the ones you're meant to get. That's just the way it is. You're just meant to get it. So
Absolutely.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, who else? Anybody else want to plug some stuff?
I just remembered Skyride Studios. They're going to be releasing an interesting audio drama, Oblivion Girl. So science fiction-y, still learning a bit more about it. They're also on Patreon, and I'll be playing the character of Ayla, and she happens to own a bar. I'll leave it at that. She owns a bar. So like I said, like in the last couple of months, it's been a couple of character roles that have been popping up, and so I'm really excited about that one. But they will not be launching that audio drama until after the first of the year, so we'll see. Somewhere in the spring, maybe earlier than that. We'll find out.
Michelle, we're going to push you to run for Congress as well, because I feel like the way that you speak and the way that you explain things, it's so authoritative, but it's also nice at the same time. Like
diplomatic.
E-learning.
It's diplomatic, yeah, but it's such even with the e-learning, like there's just something about there's like this charisma behind it, and e-learning is not charismatic. I'm sorry, it's not. But I do feel like you could represent us, even though we're not all in the same place.
I appreciate that. That is so sweet. No
It's
politics
funny.
for me, but thanks.
Yeah, it's funny when you said Oblivion Girl, you could like replace it with that phrase. Be like, Mime, I'm a material girl. No, I'm an Oblivion Girl. And everyone's gonna be like,
He's writing promos.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Look,
Sammy's got to be everybody's hype guy. I'm telling
yeah,
you.
we're gonna watch.
He is-
We're
he is-
watching
love
Naked Gun today,
hyping
and you're
people
starting
up.
off strange. I love it.
yeah, because listen, after playing my little Persona session right here, and Sneha, you would appreciate this because you're a massive Persona fan.
Yes.
I don't know if you're allowed to plug something. I'm gonna piggyback to you for a second. Aren't you in some sort of like a fan dub type thing?
I am. It's P5X or Persona 5X fandom. Just a fun little thing I wanted to do.
Yeah, because Persona's amazing. And
Yeah.
honestly, if Atlas West sees my messages or sees what I want to do, you can cast me in Persona 6. You can cast me in Persona 4 Revival, which is the one that's coming out soon. Listen, y'all, I promise you, I could go, Izanagi! And like everyone would be like, Johnny!
That was great. That was great.
So this is how we know we're getting tired, guys, because we're all getting loopy. But yeah, anybody else have anything to plug before we say goodbye for now to our wonderful
I have a couple of things. First of all, go play The Road Less Traveled. It's really good. It's on itch.io. And also, I'm in a audio drama called Mercy. It is a queer audio drama that's set in like the Wild Wild West era. So it's very, very cool. I play a journalist. Her name is Leela, and there's just a bunch of like weird magical happenings going on. It's very, very cool. We're about to release our 7th episode, so if y'all have time, go check that out.
Yeah, I'll get links from everyone to put them all in one cohesive post, so we have everybody's stuff all separated. So that is my homework for Saturday, guys. But yeah, so anybody else have anything before we sign off?
So I actually I've had this for a while now. I've been I was cast as the lead for this one audio drama called Nexus Beast Dragobon. We're actually just about to premiere our second half of season 1 later this year. And like I said, this was my first lead role that I've gotten, and just playing the role of Matthew, who is a 14-year-old kid who stumbles upon a magic, I guess you can call it magic society that's bleeding into the real world, and he makes a deal with a dragon. Now he has powers, and I just love how it's very anime-like. So, and then they have like reasons behind me having to shout out the powers, so it's not just me randomly saying silver scatter or stuff like that. So I kind of like how they rationalize
what you would do that at the grocery store as you're checking someone else.
Oh yeah. I still need to play something bronze. I already got gold. It's a silver dragon. I just need something bronze. So Just got to get that squared away. But in this second half of the season, it gets kind of emotional. There'll be some scenes where you could tell, yep, he lost his voice after this one. And yeah, but we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podchaser, and I'll also add those links for when we're passing out the links.
Okay, I'm gonna put that note in too. I'm taking notes, guys. If you see me bending over, because ADHD means I forget things, and I make sure that I don't forget anything that you guys are saying. But yeah, awesome. Anyone else before we sign out? Okay, so I need to plug Magpie really quickly. I'm in one of their horror productions that's coming out. I will have a link for that as well. I didn't know it got announced earlier today, so now I can say something. But because you never know, your girl tries with these NDAs. But yeah, so that is something I will link as well, because they're doing a really cool, I call it a Halloween series. This may just be their horror anthology. I have no idea. But either way, it is absolutely amazing. And the episode I just did recorded for is crazy. So yay, very excited about that. Now, Jetta guys, December. Be prepared. Please like, subscribe to this channel where it will be premiering in December. Share the love, spread the Jetta love. You know, we spread it. Jetta, you know, we're Jetta fam. It's just what we are.
Always winning.
Fam, always winning. And we want you to be part of Jetta fam so that you are always winning. You know, additionally to how you're winning now, because you're here and we love you. But yeah, make sure you check that out. I will again have some merch links. I'll get with Martheus to see exactly what the Jetta merch situation is, because I don't work on that side, but I will find out for you guys, so you can get a cool gin doll or some comics that like Melissa is proudly and then Michelle are proudly presenting to you right now, and posters and all of the things. And yeah, we just really want you to check it out, because Jetta is very special to us. It is very special to the Wades, and we just want to show them all the love, because what they've done for over 25 years is amazing, and we just want to help them push that dream further. So all right, guys, thank you for hanging out with us, and we will see you again soon. Have a good Saturday and a good weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.